Are you feeling really alone and abandoned by friends, family, and even professionals? If you're feeling really desperate, I want you to know that support is out there, and I have 3 easy steps to help you find it. Parenting a child with special educational needs and disabilities can be incredibly isolating. Even other parents don't really get it, although they're not short of giving you that unsolicited advice, which is often very unhelpful. And professionals can often do more harm than good. It can be very hit and miss. Many will resort to parent blaming rather than giving you the support that you actually need. But there is a way around this, and in this week's episode we're going to talk about the supporter network map. Now, this is an exercise that you can do along with me, so you can pause the video here and go and grab a pen and paper. Or if you want some further help, there's a link in the description where you can get in touch with me and we can do it together one-to-one. So go get that pen and paper and then we'll get started. So the supporter network map is basically a spider diagram. I'm sure you've all used spider diagrams before, and this one you're going to draw a circle in the middle and you're going to write me. And then the legs off the side are going to be the different forms of support that you can draw on. So the first leg is going to be family. Now, as I said at the top, this can be quite hit and miss. Some of you will have family members who are incredibly supportive, and some of you just won't. If you don't have any, that's absolutely fine. You can just leave that blank. But do think about your extended family network. Is there a distant cousin or auntie or someone like that? Do have a brainstorm, because maybe something will come up. But if not, that's fine. We just leave that one blank for now. The situation may change in the future. The second one is friends. Now again, you might feel that you've been really abandoned by all your friends. I hear this a lot from parents whose children have quite challenging, aggressive or violent behaviour. They suddenly find that none of their friends are calling anymore. If this is you, again, don't panic, because you can make new friends. And what I would suggest is reaching out into the special educational needs community and finding the friends there, because these are the ones that are going to get it. So you could try by contacting your local parent carer network. I'll put a link in the description where you can find your local group. There are also lots of great Facebook groups out there. Just have a search for your child's condition and you'll find a support group. I've actually made lots of friends through these kind of Facebook groups. Some of them I've never met in person, but they're still at the end of a message or a WhatsApp, and they're there for me when I need some advice. And these are the kind of friends who do get it because they're living a very similar life to me. And we will sometimes redefine what a friendship is, and I will get onto this later in the video about what kinds of support these people give, because obviously someone on Facebook isn't going to come around and do some babysitting for you, but that doesn't mean they can't be supportive in other ways. We just need to reframe what friendships look like. So the next category is professionals. Now, as I said before, this can be very hit and miss. But maybe there is a professional out there who has been supportive. Or maybe your child has a therapist. That is a form of support. They are stepping in each week and helping you with your child's behaviour. Parent coaches also can be a form of support. And it's easy for us to forget that actually we do have these people here because they're just part of our usual routine. But as a way of just telling yourself, I'm not alone. I can, if things get really bad, I can call my child's therapist and just say I'm in crisis. Or I can call my parent coach and just say I'm really struggling, I don't know what to do. So have a real think. Again, if you haven't got any professionals, this is not unusual. You can leave this category blank for now, but that's not to say someone won't come along in the future. Then we're going to look at schools, because this is a slightly different group of professionals that are a community on their own. again, I know lots of you will have hit and miss experiences here, but there are a lot of people who work in a school. One of the people in my supporter network at the moment is a student TA. I mean, who would have thought, you know? I'm not feeling very supported by anyone else, but this student TA is amazing. She is so good with my daughter, and I haven't had a lot of interaction with her myself, but when my daughter's getting really stressed and feeling like no one in school is helping her or supporting her or cares about her, I'll say, well, what about that TA? And she'll go, oh yeah. And I said, why don't you go and speak to her, because she really helped you? And I see my daughter immediately calm down. So it could be a TA, it could be a dinner lady, lunchtime supervisor, I think we call them nowadays, isn't it? It could be the lollipop lady. Think about everyone in the school, because our children do sometimes form unusual relationships with these people. I'm going to talk, as I said, about roles in a minute, but it isn't necessarily that they've got a huge role in sorting out their EHCP, but as I said, in my daughter's circumstance, the other day she had a fallout with a friend and she was really frightened about going back into school, and I said, go and speak to the TA, she will help you out. And she did. She helped them repair their friendship, and the rest of the day was great. So little things like that, and that will take the stress off you, because if your child is less stressed, you are obviously less stressed. So think about everybody in the school. Obviously, if the Senko is really supportive or the head teacher is really supportive, brilliant, but I know not everyone has those. So think about anyone in the school who might help you out. And the final leg, we've got a lopsided spider here, but the final leg is community. Now, this is the area where you can really brainstorm, because these are people that aren't necessarily going to be directly involved in your parenting, but could be helping you in other ways. For example, a cleaner, if you can afford one. I know not everyone can, but a cleaner could come in and just take that load off your shoulders. Similarly, is there a local teenager who could just come in for a few hours every week and give you a little bit of respite? They're not going to be giving you parenting advice, they're not going to be helping you find support, but they will give you just a few hours break to maybe go and wash your hair or have a shower or whatever it is that you need to do. I have lots of people like that in my community, from people that might come in and help me with a bit of gardening every now and then because I don't have time to do it, to someone who'll come in and walk the dog for me when I don't have time to take him out. All those community people are really helpful in just lessening your load. So have a really good brainstorm. They could also be community groups. I don't know what's going on in your group. Maybe there's a WI, or I attend a writers group because I just need to go somewhere and talk to people about something other than parenting. That can be part of your supporter network as well. And it's a chance to make new friendships, and maybe friendships that aren't solely around parenting, so you can just relieve yourself of constantly thinking about EHCPs and IEPs and all the other acronyms that are swirling around in your head constantly. So those are the different groups. So now we need to think about what we're going to get them to do. So this is step 2. So not everyone, as I said before, is going to be helping you get that EHCP or that diagnosis or whatever. As I said, it might be a teenager who's just going to come in and give you a bit of respite. So think about what tasks that you want to give those supporters to do to help you, and be really clear with them, especially with things like friends and family, because you might say to them, look, I don't actually want parenting advice from you, but if you could just come round and look after little Tommy or little Jenny for a couple of hours so I can go and get my hair cut or whatever it is you need to do, that would be enormously helpful. So think about the tasks that we want them to do. There may be, and I hope there is, someone in your network that can help you with that gritty stuff, that, you know, my child's having a meltdown and smashing up the house and I don't know what to do. As I said before, you know, this is sometimes where our online friends can come in and say, this has happened, can you help me brainstorm a solution? I do that all the time because I know those people are the ones that are going to have the solutions. But there are certainly friends that I would never talk to about that because they're not going to get it and they're not going to be any help. So think about the different tasks. What do you need? I need respite. I need advice. I need someone to cut my lawn. I need some help with the shopping. and divvy out those tasks. I found the process of doing that alone just made me feel less alone. Knowing and having that spider chart in front of me and seeing it going, oh, not actually alone, am I? I've got all these people to help me. And this brings me on to the third step. If your spider diagram is looking a little bit bare, don't panic, because it will grow. This is a change in mindset towards supporter networks, because when you are a parent of a child with special educational needs, they don't always come naturally, and they were probably going to change massively from before you were a parent. So it's about reframing it in your mind. And if we start thinking about these different categories, what do I want? What do I need? In time, you will find people to fill those roles, especially if you're getting involved with things like the parent carer forums, you're getting online, people will come forward. So what I want to ask you to do is start this today. Don't put it off. Don't say it's something I'll do next week or whatever. Put it at the bottom of your to-do list. Start it today, but be patient, because it can take a bit of time to develop it. And just because it's looking a bit of a bare spider today doesn't mean it will be like that forever. You will find your people. They are out there. And remember, you always have this community. Put this YouTube channel on your supporter network. Subscribe, hit that subscribe button and put this YouTube channel on your supporter network. I put it under the community bit, because this is something that you can keep coming back to. I've got loads of videos here. I'll be putting out more that will help you and help you feel less alone. So I hope you have found that useful. As I said, if you would like some more support in creating your supporter network map, then there is a link in the description where you can get in touch with me and we can do it together. So if you are having a problem going, I haven't got anyone to put on this map, get in touch with me and we can brainstorm it together. It's always easier to do it with someone else. So until next time, take care and keep reaching out to your community.